Ladies and gentlemen, RFK Jr. absolutely obliterated a Democrat who cheated Bernie Sanders, presided over a catastrophic loss for Democrats in 2016, the Honorable Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who continually lied. She didn't stop lying during a hearing, a congressional hearing, essentially on censorship, as she tried to prevent and silence and censor RFK Jr. right before she eventually chastised him on things he never said. So Democrats are very good at accusing people of things they never said. A person like Trump or RFK Jr. or anyone else they don't like, it could be a number of people that don't fall within the fabricated consensus they live by. If a person makes a comment, okay, for example, they say that Marjorie Taylor Greene said space lasers. She never used that wording with the wording they're attributing to her. Never. It was never utilized. The actual quote that they attribute to her, quotes they attribute to Trump, he said both sides are good people. He never said that. He never stated that when you communicate, you are supposed to communicate a specific thought. That's how humans interact. Democrats find a wording or they just make up a quote. So when Trump said both sides or whatever, he condemned the 1930s and 1940s people, Germans who pretending to be 1930s and 1940s Germans that day. He condemned them specifically within his dialogue to reporters, and then said there were conservatives who wanted statues up, and they're good people also. Okay, that was the sentiment. That's exactly what he communicated. The media took that, ran with it, and there are a number of quotes that are attributed to RFK Jr. or Trump or others that people never said. And so Debbie Wasserman Schultz specifically said it would be a fair and neutral primary. This was, of course, not the case. They cheated Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was completely railroaded by DWS and others and Hillary Clinton. And then they blamed the Kremlin for informing us through the DNC emails that Bernie Sanders was cheated. Okay. So Bernie Sanders, being himself, did absolutely nothing about it and said, "Oh, thank you. May I have more of this wonderful, wonderful treatment? This wonderful Democratic primary, so fantastic. Oh, Trump, Kremlin, if you're listening, I don't want your help anymore. I don't want you to help Trump." We had record highs in household median income with Trump. A record low in poverty. Real wages were up. The opposite is taking place here with Biden and Democrats. Poverty is up. Real wages have been down, I believe, since Biden took office. His policies were horrendous. He first stated that Democrats and the Fed and Janet Yellen and everybody involved said, well, you know what, there's no inflation, it's temporary. Now they're raising interest rates through the roof within the past year, making it difficult for people to do a whole bunch of things in terms of the economy. And the best thing people can say is, yay, we won't have another recession. That's not a good standard. That's not the standard by which you judge a presidency if you've averted a recession. Okay? We had amazing economic numbers with Trump and the Doha Agreement, Abraham Accords. First president to step foot in North Korea. Trump brought home Americans from 2 theaters of conflict. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. It is the Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen, that wants to silence debate and discourse, because if you've noticed the way RFK was treated, she stated things he never said. That's how they roll. And RFK did an amazing job defending himself and just correcting the record, which is also another Democratic Party PAC that spread information that misinforms online. Look, the reason people don't like Trump, and this is the reality of the situation, if you want to just, if there are people who don't like RFK, if there are Democrats who don't like Trump or RFK or Tulsi Gabbard, they're told not to like these people. Democrats will like, and for example, they'll defend that gentleman who literally stated that people should go into that building in January. They'll defend him. Democrats will defend the person. Okay? They will not say that he was part of an effort to overthrow the government. Everybody else that said something similar, oh my God, it's the end of democracy. There's no rational thought. There's no logic. Democrats used to, and I used to be, my whole life I was a Democrat up until 5 years. There used to be people with logic and rational thought, okay? A lot of them, Kerry, Clinton, Biden, they were just Republicans in terms of foreign policy, the same type of person, okay? Same political party. It's two sides of the same coin. But you look, they get away with, Clinton had servers running outside of the United States government that it is impossible to even transfer classified or any data from the Department of Defense or Central Intelligence or any of those places onto servers and cell phones running outside of the United States government. It's not even possible from a cybersecurity perspective. They were able to do so. And then they indict Trump on boxes. You would have to be a complete imbecile to think that a president who had the power to declassify should be indicted, but a Secretary of State who hid her servers from even President Obama, who also lied about not knowing the servers. So it depends. If you believe that President Obama didn't know that his own Secretary of State had secret private servers siphoning classified data, then you're a fool, a gullible, naive fool. But then if you do believe, and that's actually the reality, let's say, then the incompetence is unbelievable. You'd have a president who literally is clueless and knows nothing about what's going on in his administration. A person has private servers just, utilizing, transferring government data and classified and top secret intel without any intelligence agency knowing. Yeah, right. That is the epitome of corruption. But again, if you had one functioning brain cell, you would know that Democrats routinely engage in this type of corruption. And then they routinely get media on board, and then they get very fortunate with the Honorable James Comey and other people within government who side with them. But see, again, that happened with the Bush administration, 22 million deleted emails. They had a server also, and the Republicans had a server within George W. Bush's White House. So 22 million emails missing. Okay. And then they get Trump. Okay, so you understand the double standard is unbelievable. With RFK Jr., there's literally nothing he has ever said that that can be disproven by Democrats about the you-know-what, about anything. Any fact check on RFK Jr. could do a fact check on the fact check, which is called a rebuttal, which is called a Democrats have turned a discussion and argument and debate into little momentary fact checks. So the wonderful, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats look and they say, look, it's a fact check. You were fact checked. No, it's a rebuttal. You have not given the other person the opportunity to, you have pretended that it's a fact check and RFK Jr. is wrong, when in reality, if he read your fact check article, he would then have a rebuttal to everything you said. And that's what Debbie Wasserman Schultz was doing, lying about quotes he never stated. And he very forcefully stated, I didn't say those things, you're lying. And that's one of the few times in Congress that, because he has gravitas, he's a Kennedy. He's Robert Kennedy's son. So he can do that. And what Democrats did is implode their brand. I mean, the history of the Democratic Party, the Kennedys are one of the greatest dynasties or one of the greatest things the Democrats have to offer. And they just imploded the most important, let's just say, element of their brand as Democrats. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. RFK Jr. was fantastic as always. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.